Just heard from our mother, April Simpkins. We are now joined by board-certified psychiatrist Dr. Sue Varma, and we should know that she never treated Chris. I want to tap back into something that April said. She mentioned living with the sadness. What did you think of when you heard those words?
I think it takes great courage to live in sadness, and I'm a believer that grief and gratitude can coexist. I think a lot of times people expect you either to move on or to be living on the floor in your sweatpants and grieving, and I think it looks very different for different people. And to be able to sit with pain, to me, that is one of the greatest hallmarks of emotional maturity, to say, this is where I am right now. I'm taken over by a wave of sadness, and I'm going to live with it. And I know that this sadness will lift, and I will have brighter moments as well.
April also said something very interesting about people thinking they're saviors, right? So many people cared about Cheslie and would have wanted to do something, but Cheslie didn't reach out. And she's sort of freeing people, April is, by saying, look, if she didn't reach out to you, she was getting that support somewhere else. I think it's really important for people to understand. It's about where you draw the line between one's responsibility and what to do, what they could have done.
Yes, yes.
And information that should be shared. You know, is it something that should be shared?
You know, ideally, it's a back and forth conversation to say, I'm really concerned about you, I'm worried about you, you look amazing, but I imagine that you have told me sometimes that this is hard for you, that you're struggling. What's going on for you inside? I think it's so hard because we want to be perceived as women who can have it all, so to speak, but what's the price? You know, this whole idea of high functioning depression typically isn't high functioning. Depression has people on the floor in the sweatpants, not getting up, not taking care of themselves, not grooming. That's the hallmark of it. And so we're really thrown off when we have somebody who is perfectly put together and saying all the right things and smiling at us, and you're like, there's no way I would have ever seen this.
So how do you check in with somebody? Because what's so
But I like the point you
is-
made, though, Tony, about savior. Can you follow up? I want to know what that means. When April said you can't be a savior.
Yes, and look, I have the utmost respect for everybody here, and I know that when you're a high-achieving person who's used to being a mentor and being a support system in the community and being a role model, you can look back and say, what did I do wrong? And I think it's really important what April said is you didn't do anything wrong. You were available. This person knew that you existed. They knew that they could call you at any time. But it's us that puts the blame that I could have done something. It's that Monday morning quarterback. It's part of grieving is to say, could I have, should I have, what could have been different? One split second, one phone call, could something have been different? That's what that savior complex, and sometimes it's about guilt. I mean, it's about guilt, survivor guilt also. Why am I here? Why are they not here? What's wrong with this picture?
How would someone know that they either need to reach out to an individual that might be struggling with depression, or how would that individual who is waking up and they're not understanding the space that they're in, and they're not understanding that they could be depressed? How do they know that they need to reach out to somebody?
Yes. So if you find that you're having a persistently low mood, so in high-functioning depression, what's different is that it doesn't have the clear, nice, discrete episodes that major depressive disorder has, where it's like 2 weeks or 4 weeks. In high-functioning depression, it's also called persistent depressive disorder, where it's like a chronic low level of what we call dysthymia. It's a low mood, and you're still functioning. But if you're having this low mood that doesn't go away, and you say that I don't have pleasure in the things that I once used to enjoy, or if me getting put together and showing up in the world is exhausting. Like if I had to go to lunch with Gail and then I come home and I sleep for 5 days because I was like, oh my God, it was great, but I'm depressed. Like that took everything out of me. And then checking in with people to say, I know you're doing so much. Like you're on this show, you're on that show. Like, are you taking time for yourself? No, really. Like, what does that look like? What does your self-care look like? Therapy, mental health treatment, for all of us, should be a part of our self-care, even from a preventative point of view. Like, that's so foreign to us that we would go for an annual screening for a mental health checkup, but it really should be a part of it, and it is. Asking people 2 simple questions. Have you felt depressed lately? Are you feeling down? And are you getting pleasure out of the things you once used to enjoy? So that should be something doctors should be asking, and we should be asking each other. Are you still, is this fun for you, or is this a lot for you?
My primary care doctor did the last checkup, and I was impressed. I was like, oh, this is new,
Awesome.
and I like it.
Yes. Yes, 2 questions can save a person's life.
Being that I work with Cheslie Christ for so long, I've struggled with the reality, coming to grips with what happened and what I should have or should not have done. This show has been healing to me. So I want to thank CBS Mornings and also April Simpkins for coming and sitting down, because that was not easy. And thank you, Dr. Sue Varma. We appreciate you so much.